We're going to see here how to use the table environment in order to create numbered captions for our tables. The document we're going to work with is a long document written by Professor Seaton in the department here for his applied calculus class, and it explains the rules of differentiation. The reason why I need a large document is because I'm also going to demonstrate to you the rather strange way that LaTeX positions things like tables and figures and so forth. So, on the screen at the moment, you can see the first of two tables that are in this document. The begin and end of the table environment is shown. That is containing the tabular environment that I've just highlighted now. That's how to create a tabular environment is explained in another screencast. And after the begin table there is a \caption command, and inside the caption command is where you explain to the reader, you write the caption for the table which explains to the reader what the table is about. Immediately after that is a \label command, and the meaning and the use of that will be explained in another tutorial. So this is the first table in the document. I'll just scroll down and show you the second table, which is some distance away. There it is. So there's the table, and that is nesting a tabular environment. And again, immediately after begin table there is a \caption, and after that there's \label. Notice these things don't have any position requests on them. If LaTeX doesn't see anything immediately after begin table that requests a position location, it will try to position the tables at the top of a page. So just notice that the second table in the TeX document here, the code document, is positioned between these two sentences. You've got a sentence that says these rules are given in table, and then \ref. Again, \ref will be explained in another screencast. And the sentence underneath the second table is noticed that in the product rule, etc. Whereas the first table, the two sentences it appears between are they are stated in table, and the next sentence is first use the statement. So if these were positioned at exactly the place where they appear in the TeX file, you would expect the table to be between these two sentences. Now I'm going to process this file. I've position the screen in such a way that you aren't able to see the messages underneath in TeX Studio. That's just so that you can see the maximum amount of LaTeX code here. But I can see it, and I'll let you know when the exited normally command comes up. So I click the PDF LaTeX and exited normally has come up, and I now view. Notice immediately before clicking PDF, I positioned the cursor just next to begin table, and the PDF file opens up at that table. This is a nice feature of TeX Studio's viewer, that you see the part of the document where your cursor was positioned before you press the PDF LaTeX button. Anyway, what we were going to see was to look at the positioning of the table. Notice, by the way, the caption now has a number on it, and if I scroll, well, first of all, I notice that the sentence underneath the table is not first, comma, something. That sentence is above the table now. So here we positioned that table, the tabular environment was positioned in between this sentence, they are stated in table 1, and first use the statement. So we should be seeing the table in between these two sentences, but we're not. It's down here, at the top of the next available page. Now the positioning of the next table, again, notice it's at the top of a page, and the two sentences are down at the bottom of the page. They're down here. These rules are given in table 2, and notice that the product rule, etc. So in the TeX file, the table was here where I'm moving the cursor, but the table itself is positioned at the top of that page. As I said, if you don't give a position request, LaTeX assumes that you meant the tables to be positioned at the top of the closest available page, and that's what it has done here. So we'll go back to the TeX file and we'll play around with some of the other positionings. The chances are that you would like tables to be positioned at just the position they appear in the TeX table, and to request that LaTeX does that, we use H in square brackets after the begin table, and I'm going to do that on both tables. So that was the first one. Second one is down here. Place a H after it, save my file, click PDF LaTeX. It says exited normally. My cursor, remember, is now just on the second table, so where I click PDF I should be looking at the second table, and there it is. I had to scroll down a little bit because it was out of your view, but I could see the second table at the bottom of the screen. And the table is indeed positioned exactly where it was in the TeX document. So LaTeX has granted our request for table 2. Now let's go back up to where table 1 was and see if that request has been granted, and no, it's still at the top of the page after the sentences. So that didn't make any difference. Now I said in the we were told in the earlier part of this tutorial that there is the option of using an exclamation mark after the H to be insistent on LaTeX positioning it here and just here. So I've placed that in, and that's table 2, which isn't necessary because it worked with table 2. Here's table 1. Put the exclamation mark and process. It's exited normally, view, and it's made no difference. So even when you put that exclamation mark, it doesn't necessarily force LaTeX to move the position of the table. There is one more option, which is to request that the table be placed at the bottom of a page, and I'll do that with the second table first, because I know something strange happens when I do it on the first one. So if I request the second table is placed at the bottom of a page, save and process, then view, bring it up so you can see it. Remember, in the TeX file the table was placed here after where it says table 2, but it has been positioned instead at the bottom of that page. So whether we ask for it to be put at the top, here, or at the bottom, it works beautifully for table 2. Now if I go back and I request that table 1 was positioned at the bottom of a page, something strange has happened. One moment. Bottom, and save, compile, and view. It's sort of in the middle of nowhere, and that's the end of the document. In fact, there's table 2 at the end of the document, and what LaTeX has done is it's given up trying to place the tables within the document itself and has just dumped them in on the last page of the document. So it sent the tables off to exile. That can happen when LaTeX finds it just too difficult to comply with your request. It sort of throws its hands up and gives up completely and shoves them all to the end of the document. So I think you can see that it's a little bit eccentric in the way that it follows its rules. They're a little bit hard to get used to, but you'll get used to them after a while and come to accept that actually LaTeX decisions about positioning are on the whole correct. They might not be what you want, but they are what you need.